Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we're going to be doing the 5th part of What If Goku Could Control His Oozaru Form. I really appreciate the support you guys are giving me on my community posts, and you guys are really addressing your opinion on certain things. As you can see, I have a whole new thumbnail design, and I really appreciate that you guys like what I'm doing with it. There's been no promotion in the self-promote section so far, but if I see any more in that section, I'll definitely promote it in my next video. There's nothing much else I want to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
One in time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Next, we cover the little confrontation with Dodoria, Zarbon, and the helpless Namekians. You see, pretty much the whole group far surpasses Dodoria. Transformed Zarbon could likely be subdued by the humans working together, however, only Gohan, Goku, and Krillin are there. Tien and Yamcha are left to stay and protect Bulma. Gohan starts getting angry from watching these helpless Namekians get slaughtered like they're animals. The thing is that Gohan is able to cause much more damage to Dodoria than in canon. They can feel the power of Dodoria, so both Goku and Krillin also know this. Even Krillin could easily subdue Dodoria in battle. Gohan zooms towards Dodoria and kicks him through an entire building as well as a rocky hill. This just shows how much extra power Gohan has accumulated by training in the spaceship. He grabs Dende and makes a run for it. Dodoria spits blood onto the floor and is visibly shaken up. Frieza sternly orders for him to follow after them, so this is what he does. Their speed is so much higher than Dodoria's, so the gap between them only enlarges. Dodoria, in fear of Frieza punishing him, launches his faster energy wave towards them. It catches up to them, but Goku just knocks it away. Dodoria stops flying and realizes that there's no way he can defeat them. One of his most powerful attacks has just been swatted away like a fly. After Dende reveals to them about Guru, Krillin and Gohan go to retrieve the Dragon Balls. The rest are left to protect what they have already. They have to get there quick so they can revive Piccolo. They arrive and Guru decides to hand them the balls as they have good wills. Krillin's power level raises to a sky-high 60,000 and Gohan has a new power level of a massive 150,000. Both Krillin and Gohan quickly lower their power levels as their auras alone begin to stress the building structure. Gohan can now gain a power level of 1.5 million completely at will. He is already stronger than Captain Ginyu in his base alone. Vegeta's power level grows to 40,000 after the fight of Zarbon, and he races for the group once he sees that his Dragon Ball has been stolen and hidden. Once they return, Goku is quickly taken to have his potential unlocked. When his potential is unlocked, his power level raises to 170,000. His Wrathful form can have a power level of 1.7 million now. This is already above second form Frieza by a large margin. Tien and Yamcha also brought there and gained power levels of 70,000 for Tien and 55,000 for Yamcha. The Ginyu Force arrive and Vegeta says that the only way for him to reach immortality is to destroy them. They agree since there are 3 wishes that can be granted. The 7 Dragon Balls are taken away by the Ginyu Force, but Gohan and Goku seem to not be concerned about them at all. Even Yamcha and Tien are here now. All 5 of them are here as well as Vegeta. They are quite concerned with Vegeta being here, but they assume that they'll need him to face the people ahead of them. All of them have still suppressed their power level to about 1,000, while Vegeta has his at about 10,000. Oh, of course Vegeta would be the strongest out of these weaklings. The Prince of All Saiyans is 10 times stronger than his companions, however, he's still way weaker than us. Vegeta smirks and says, "You think this is the extent to mine or everyone else's power? You are sadly mistaken." He roars and reveals all of his power that he is keeping in. Berta falls back in reaction and says, 40,000? Better than expected. Goldo steps forward and says, "As you wish, Berta." Vegeta blurs next to him and severs his head with ease. Berta watches in horror. Vegeta doesn't take any chance to wait and blitzes Berta. He is surprised of his new speed, but Berta is still able to surpass him in that field. Vegeta manages to block these quick attacks and land a power punch to his gut. He also flies up by kicking his chin. Once he flips, he flies forward with a close-up ki blast and blasts him away. Berta falls back and is somewhat injured, but Vegeta is definitely doing worse from those quick attacks. He was able to block them, yes, but they did cause considerable damage. Vegeta screams again and goes to the very edge of his power. His aura switches to a dark purple. He charges his attack and he can charge it much quicker than before. He flies up and says, "You're dead, Berta, let me show you the power I've accumulated." He launches the powerful Gallic gun and everyone below glows in a purple tin. Berta grabs the blast head on and thinks, "The power of this blast is reading above 90,000, I can't contain it." The ground which he is laying on caves in and cracks. He gets engulfed by the energetic blast and his armor is chipped off of him. Once the blast dies down, he is revealed to be very injured and weak. Vegeta laughs at him menacingly and flies back down to the ground. He walks towards the group and reveals his aura as he does so. Recoome and Jay step forward and begin to collectively face him. Vegeta's ego is so inflated so he thinks he'll have no difficulty. He clashes with his body and the uproar of power cracks the ground below. Vegeta kicks Recoome, then pulls him away, and behind him he punches Recoome's head into the ground and gets hit with an energy wave. He falls back several meters and has slightly cracked armor. Through the smoke, Recoome blasts him several times. Vegeta knocks away 2 key blasts but gets hit by 1. He stumbles back slightly, then is slammed away by Jace. Before he even has time to steady himself, he's grabbed by Recoome and kneed away several meters. Vegeta is now panting and heavily injured. He tries to attack them both with a double energy wave, but both Jace and Berta are able to stop it with ease. Recoome then punches him further up and Jace flies behind him to kick him to the ground. He lands on the floor but is instantly slammed back into the ground. The floor cracks and breaks, leaving a small crater behind. Vegeta is heavily injured and Gohan rushes in to help him. The only other person willing to help him is Goku, but Gohan goes first. Gohan roars and launches a single-hand energy wave. Recoome is vaporized in the attack and Jace watches in fear. Gohan punches him once and shatters his armor. He then grabs his head and slams it into the ground below. He dies from the attack alone and Gohan just throws him onto the floor. He takes Vegeta's body back to the group and they see that he's passed out. Dende says, "I can heal him." Krillin says, "You can, but we don't know if you should." Goku says, "Hey, that's mean, just heal him, Dende." Dende obliges and heals him back up. His power level raises to 60,000 and his power level now matches Krillin's. He stands and says, "I am stronger, way stronger." Gohan thinks he has that thing too where we and Dad get stronger after healing from tons of injuries. Vegeta looks up to the sky and sees a purple light approaching them. Captain Ginyu is coming. Captain Ginyu lands and says, "You all took out my men? How?" Anyway, all of you have power levels of 1,000, but Vegeta 60,000. Impressive. Goku steps up to the plate and says, "You seem strong, let's fight." Ginyu says, "Oh please, let your prince fight instead. Your power level is 1,000, it's even weaker than Frieza's men." Goku smiles and begins charging up his ki. His power level exceeds 30,000 in seconds alone. Ginyu steps back and thinks, how is he doing that? His power level is already at 36,000. Goku continues charging up his power and it exceeds 80,000. Ginyu still has the advantage of his power levels at that number, but it soon exceeds that level too. It reaches his true 170,000 power level and Ginyu is very frightened by this. He falls back a step from Goku's roaring aura. Goku blurs forward and kicks him in his chest. He cracks his armor, then he punches him away several meters. Ginyu backflips and soars up into the air. Goku flies up to catch him and he quickly catches up to him. Goku kicks him away and Ginyu soars down back to the ground. Ginyu lands and waits for Goku to fly back down to him. Switch! A beam of energy soars towards Goku and it hits him before he can dodge. He is engulfed by the beam, then their bodies switch. Goku is in Ginyu's body and Ginyu is in his. Goku says, "What? Why am I purple?" Ginyu laughs menacingly and says, "I am now you, Goku, and I will exceed your power." He powers up, then Vegeta blurs forwards to grab Jace's scouter. He reads a low 40,000 power level. He reads a lower one from Goku too. He says, "They've switched bodies. Ginyu can only exert a power level of 40,000 and Kakarot 32,000. Kakarot will lose." Gohan says, "What? Why did they just drop in power?" Vegeta says, "They switched bodies, kid." Gohan says, "Is that what the beam did?" Vegeta turns and says, "Yeah." He is cut off by his disbelief. He reads a power level of 150,000 from Gohan. He says, 150,000 from you? Gohan says, "I'm that strong?" Vegeta turns and thinks, how have I fallen so far behind these people? More than half of them are human. He turns back again and sees the power levels of the 3 humans. Tien has a power level of 70,000 and Yamcha 55,000. He is completely crushed by this. The ego that he had amounted has just been ripped right from him. Goku and Ginyu are currently going at it. Goku is losing bad since he isn't willing to go ham on his very own body. Ginyu doesn't care since he has no intention of returning. Goku clashes with Ginyu and slowly falls back. "Stop this, Ginyu, give me my body back." Tien, watching the situation, forms a plan in his head. He flies forward and immediately goes for Ginyu. He punches him away, then kicks him into the ground. He punches him several times and forms a massive crater. With some quick thinking, he charges his switch attack and Tien shouts, "Goku, come!" Just as the blast is revealed, Goku is already ahead of Tien. He switches with Ginyu and returns to his original body. Goku is left heavily injured, but Tien drops the senzu bean that he brought with him. Goku takes the senzu bean, then his eyes glow gold. The crater around him destroys from the pressurizing green aura. Goku then stands and faces Ginyu. Ginyu is so scared, like his legs are shaking. He reads the massive power level and literally never even thought power levels could reach so high. You see, Frieza never transformed, so the highest power level he's probably saw is from Frieza, which is about 530,000. However, he reads 3.5 million. Once Goku transforms, he reads a power level of 35 million. Goku punches him once and he just dies from the impact. Goku reverts to his new body's power level and has a new power level of 3.5 million. He definitely got way more trash than in the actual series, so I reckon his power level is actually okay. Also, he was way stronger before the Zenkai. Vegeta sees the power level increase past 1 million and it just breaks. He is just so confused about how his power level reached so high. He rips the remaining scouter off of his face and reduces the scouter to powder. The group begin their wishes with Porunga. They first revive Piccolo and fulfill his wishes of wanting to return to Namek. Piccolo turns back to King Kai and he says, "Don't thank me, you managed to keep your body for your efforts on Earth, and now you do what needs to be done." He turns and vanishes from the planet. He arrives on Namek and manages to fuse with Nil. His power level raises to about 1.3 million, surpassing Frieza's second form. So that will conclude the 5th part of What If Goku Could Control His Oozaru Form. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it because I certainly enjoyed making it. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.